Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. House Farch defeated Faerun's Grace and Typhus and traveled through a portal to a facility marked The Battery, while the New Future escaped an attack on Alan's mum, only to botch an assault on the Espionage Division. Will Alan survive being ambushed by Xanthus after a teleportation accident? And/or will Declan survive without the help of his friends? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
You see, this is what I've been trying to stop, Alan. All of this sick, poisoned world. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you just see Xanthus walking away inside the helmet. Everyone at the table looks horrified. No one's saying anything.
Well, there it is. I'm not there. How about old honor system? Does he get to choose where he goes? Does he get to decide where he ends
honor
up?
system, you are submersed in goo. Mm-hmm. All of your systems are I think, kind of like almost rebooting. This is, as you found hatred, you've also found panic. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this system is so much more well-attuned to the world that suddenly the idea of dropping out of existence in one place to another doesn't compute. So even though you're not in bodily danger, there's just a moment of complete confusion and then a dawning horror when you realize Declan isn't here.
I stand up. I come.
Yeah, so you just like full on Senator Kelly at the end of X1, just goo your way out. And you kind of stand up and you look around, and yes, you're in the empty precog chamber.
Alan? Is Alan here?
Alan is beneath you. She's floating in the goo with a helmet on.
Oh, man. I, as a player, don't remember how we took these helmets off. It was...
You didn't. Really, you turned off the systems, but yeah, there wasn't really a...
Yeah, we turned off the system. There's a 75% survival rate.
That's what it was, right? Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, smash cut down to the elevator. Declan...
Yeah, so I'm to the side of the door now.
And just like shots obliterate where Honor System was standing. I think you feel tremendously betrayed. Not that they disappeared, but that Honor System shoved you out of the way instead of stepping out of the way as well.
Yeah.
But they're both gone, which is good. But you're trapped in an elevator with a bunch of murderers.
I'm trapped in the hallway outside the elevator.
Sorry,
right?
the hallway. Yeah,
Does the door swing shut, or is the door still open?
The doors slide into they're like grocery store doors. They just went.
Okay, so the moment they close, I am bolting for the elevator.
I mean, they're still open. They're not going to close with everyone shooting in and around. Like there's motion sensors and stuff.
Okay, then. Well, I mean, I have to wait for that to die. Unless I guess. Okay, I'll look around where I am very quickly. I'm not lucky enough to like see any grates or anything, right?
No, it's basically the elevator or through. That said, you can try and subdermally communicate with Honor System.
Yeah, I'm going to subdermally talk to Honor System and just let this play out for a few seconds so I can buy some time and just be like, is anybody fucking there?
Declan, it's me. It's Honor System.
Okay, where the fuck are you?
We're back in the precog chamber. Alan she's been plugged in.
Okay, well, I'm to the side of a wall getting shot at. The bullets are going directly into the elevator, right? Like it's a line?
Yes. They're shooting at the wall where you are as well. It just hasn't penetrated yet.
Okay, I sort of got two options, which is I could try to do a distraction and then dash to the elevator. You've got a better memory than I do. Is there like one of those ceiling things that I can climb through in the elevator?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm probably going to do that. The other option is to surrender and then ask for a job, which I don't think is the best plan, but it's sort of a fucking plan.
We don't surrender.
I'm aware it would be a lie, but it might get me close to someone. Okay. Hey, everybody! Stop shooting!
No.
Well,
you say in one voice.
You told me to surrender a minute ago.
That was a bluff.
This is thoroughly depressing.
You hear footsteps as people begin to rush the door. Can I give you a devil's bargain? Can I? I'm the fucking DM. You can. Devil's bargain. If you jam Porna into the door control, you might be able to slam these doors to give you enough time to scramble into the elevator. The catch is you would have to leave Porna behind.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm doing that, man. You cut your losses on fucking tools.
Great.
Done.
So you jam it in, the doors slam shut immediately, you book it to the elevator. They just start pummeling the doors start breaking through. I'm still going to have you roll me a dex check, but you can do it with advantage.
Great.
Just to dodge the stray shots that are managing to penetrate
that's totally
these
reasonable.
thin doors.
That's an even whole way around. I rolled 3 4s. So that brings me to a total of, if it's Dex, 9.
9? Okay, you managed to dodge through, only taking 1 point of damage.
Oh, fuck. That's tight.
Yeah, that D4 really didn't help the drama in this particular instance.
No, it did. I'll tell you. When I know my HP, anytime a die rolls, I'm like, well, this could be the end.
All right, wicked. So
I was going to say, I've just gotten into an elevator. This is still not...
So you dash into the elevator, you sort of like climb up awkwardly, you punch the grate out of the top, and as you climb through, you just hear a kind of almost bored voice from the other room to say, amateurs, and then a fireball comes rushing through underneath you and blows up the elevator. So you're already up and out, but it's a classic like Die Hard style, like, whoa! Fire blasts through the thing and the entire elevator drops.
Okay, I would like to climb.
You don't say.
I would like to climb very much, please.
All right, you begin to climb. Honor system, what are you doing? Are you helping Declan or Alan? You can help one or the other based on the time frame involved.
Honor system is like saying out loud, like, why is it so hard to think right now? Why can't I just make a decision? I make choices all the time. Declan, what is this?
Yeah, welcome to Indecision and Terror. That's got to be sort of new for you. This is incredibly unfortunate. Save Alan.
Yes, okay, yes. And I will, the last thing I want to do, and it might come to it, is just remove the headset. Mm-hmm. So I'll jump up to the console that Declan was at, and I'll try to interface with it.
Okay, how about this? You can rip one of the headsets off and jack directly into the system.
Yeah, that'll do.
But it means that weirdly, you'll be interfacing with what Alan is experiencing as a precog. Like, this isn't a straight hack. This is like a join her in the Mind Palace and see what you can do.
She joined Blink, and Blink woke up herself, so that has to be what happens.
All right, in you go. Alan, Xanthus has just walked away. What do you say or do? Think like Stranger Things, like giant, endless black void with water for some reason because it's cool looking. And he's just kind of walking off into the darkness.
I try to run after him.
It's that horrible, like, running on the spot, making no progress, and then he disappears. That said, you're now tapped into the precog network. Do you try and see anything, or do you just kind of open yourself to what can be seen?
Actually, I think knowing that Blink may have saved herself by building walls, I start to erect my own mind palace around me and try to visualize that as strongly as I can.
All right, so go ahead and roll me a check. Add your intelligence, please.
Okay, what am I?
2d6, please.
Okay. 8.
8. Okay, so you begin to erect the walls around you. As you do, shapes begin to form. You see a city of massive golden structures with vehicles zipping between them, similar to this, but more archaic somehow. You see a forest. You see a couple of people with kind of almost blank gray features, similar to what you remember the Black Spiders second looking like, nod to each other, and then guide someone to the edge of a clearing and essentially guide them through a portal. You see Avalon Riker, your father, on his knees, and you see a large horned creature standing over him with a sword. You see Xanthus smile, look directly into your eyes, and then nod to the horned creature who brings the sword down on his head. You see a castle, massive, imposing, and even though you can't see any faces, it almost seems like it's smiling at you, daring you to enter. And then you see Emily Antebellum, a face you actually don't know, but whose presence you recognize. And she appears to be holding something in her hand and looking into it. It seems circular and familiar, and you recognize a spyglass. And then suddenly you feel a hand on your shoulder, and Honor System is there. What does Honor System look like in your mind palace?
Ooh. I think the only reference I can think of is like, you know, in TNG when Data built Lal, like his daughter, like I imagine kind of like him seeming almost like a robotic newborn.
Interesting. Okay.
But with like emotion.
All right. Interesting.
And not like glitching and then dying.
Yeah.
Spoilers for you TNG fans.
Honor system, what do you look like in a digital space? And actually, for that matter, what does Alan look like in a digital space?
And knowing now that you have emotions.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things happening right now. That Borg Queen really shouldn't have installed that flesh patch on your arm. This really fucks things up for everybody.
Alan's distinguishable features are still there. Her eyes, the shape of her face, her hairstyle, everything like that. But she's just fire and light.
Cool.
Honor system, I think because of his code, because of where he came from, he is an empty suit of armor, samurai armor, because they even have face plates with that have facial features. So he is a full traditional set of samurai armor because he would have had that from like archives and things like that. So it's basically like he's possessed armor to look at it.
Like that tickles me on a kind of the continuity of history and mythology level, just very deeply. I love that. Very cool.
Yeah. I think that's all I'll say about that.
Okay,
I think that's what
so
he looks
you
like.
see Alan. You kind of reach out, and I think to your mind, it's less putting a hand on the shoulder and just reaching out to make contact. In her vision, though, it's very much a comfort gesture because that's how she interprets that sort of thing. Alan is erecting walls around her, and you can see that, and you can see it kind of building inside the code. But your goal is to bring her out. Her goal seems to be to protect herself within. What do you think you do to try and get her out?
I'll call out to her. Alan, it's honor system.
I can hear you.
You're building walls. You're walling yourself in. You need to get out. We need to get out.
How?
You need to change the structure. You need to leave. Don't build a home here. Don't protect yourself here. You need to leave. You need to punch through. You can do it, Alan. I would never lie to you.
Okay. That's true. Honor system can't lie. I think, so I've built walls, but I haven't built a ceiling yet. And I imagine myself kind of reaching up to like the blackness above me and trying to like tear a hole in the dark.
All right, wicked. So you begin to try and tear space in the dark, and as you do, the ground kind of rises around you. Even though technically you're not trying to move upward, it's kind of the entire thing seems to be happening vertically. An honor system, all you wanted was a way to help, and you were doing that with kind of your words and your sentiment. And then you see that Alan is trying to tear a hole in something. And if there's one thing a samurai droid is very good at, it's cutting holes through things.
Yeah. Am I bound by the rules of physics
Not
in this
at all.
digital space? No. Then I jump 100 feet into the air and I draw my sword. And no matter how long I stretch my arm out, the blade keeps coming out of the scabbard until my arm is fully extended. And I have like just a 7-foot long blade, and I cut, and the blade flashes forward in a wave, and now I just have an empty handle.
Okay.
And the cut travels up.
As it does, suddenly, almost like a VR simulation ending, Alan, your vision starts to clear from the center out, as though it's been split in half. Suddenly, your arms feel entirely free. And the last thing you see before sitting up is in the far distance, you see Xanthus turn. And then suddenly the vision dissolves, and as using your arms to tear, you literally like spring up out of the goo like Wolverine in X2. I'm just going to work my way through all the X-Men movies. And you dramatically like sit up heroically, and you're just covered in goo and wearing a headset. And honor system, suddenly the feed breaks for you as well. You're still plugged in, but there's nothing coming through it. The central sort of machine is blinking yellow again, but both of you are now awake. Meanwhile, Declan, you've just been climbing for a bit. Nothing's really happening. It's a long climb. Your arms are burning from the stress of it, but it's
You
it's
also
a thing.
hear the Snake Eater theme.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's dramatic.
None of this is what Declan was expecting, so he's happy to just keep getting the fuck up there.
You finally get to the precog floor after quite some time. And I think you have to kind of like Bruce Willis jump your way over to it, and you force the door open. And again, it's just all been like a sweaty, miserable mess. And you kind of step into the doorway just in time to see Alan spring up, being like, "Ah!" Just like throwing goo everywhere. And Honor System is just like slumped nearby, plugged in. And honestly, you just hate all of this. All of this seems like the wrong move on both of their parts. Like, why any of this?
Yeah, and I just come in. I'm like, Alan, why did you teleport yourself into a kidnapping machine? Terrible plan. System, what the fuck were you doing? I'm glad you saved her, but hey, you awake?
I pull off the helmet.
Yeah, now you're able to pull off the helmet as well.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a shitfest. Side note, somebody blew up the elevator. I don't know who it was. They said amateurs. This is not over, and this is not going well. Also, I'm very tired. Someone else go check the elevator. I was going to sit for a minute because,
some jerky or something.
Yeah, I'm like not having a good time.
I'll go and like kind of like half slip with my goose slicked feet as I like get up and like walk to the door, and then I'll look down the elevator shaft.
You can see some of the espionage troops starting to climb.
Okay, and I'm going to look up the elevator shaft.
Nothing.
Okay, and I'm just going to level my SMG arm down the elevator shaft and open fire.
All right, go ahead and roll, man, with advantage. Fuck. I love when things are just that bad. It's just like, oh man, there's guys coming.
It's unfortunately not a terribly great roll. With advantage, it's only 11 to hit.
Well, funny thing about spray and pray. While people are climbing, the goal isn't to wound them enough to kill them. It's to wound them enough to drop off a ladder.
Right, yeah, okay.
Which you do. So you see two of them just kind of get shot enough that they lose their grip and fall backwards. What's so weird is as they fall, both of their heads are just like locked on you. Like they're both staring directly at you, as well as one person who's kind of peeking their head around the elevator. There's a weird like hive mind thing going on that you really don't like. But those two just stare at you as best they can as their bodies kind of pinwheel down and hit the ground.
Anybody else coming up? I'm going to hold the line on them.
As soon as it's apparent that you're just going to gun down anyone who comes through, it's that kind of classic horrible problem solving hive mind thing where just the head that was poked out just pokes its head back through the door, disappears. You know they're still coming. You just don't know from where now.
Yeah, okay. Shaft is clear for now.
Let's go. Alan, are you Goo'd? What's going on? Are you all right?
Are you Goo'd?
Really?
I didn't do it intentionally. You're covered in goo. It's not all jokes. Some of us had to climb a whole elevator after almost getting killed because someone got clever.
You know who would have loved that? Bourbon Sherbert. Now dead Robert.
Do we have anything that we could put him in? No, we don't have anything we can put him in. That'd be really convenient. However, and I start looking at the 6 robots that are still in the room. Honor system, my friend.
Roll. Go ahead and roll a program check.
Yeah, I'd like to.
With advantage. Holy shit.
I'll take the processor out of the other one and let's go for this. That is an 11.
Okay, so you're trying to find a way to just jam Bourbon Sherbert's processor into these robots.
I want to program him in, yeah.
It doesn't look like you can do that. And again, time is short. But as a man who's done some combat patch-ups, you realize you can maybe do the next best thing. So you crank the head off one of the Ronin droids and toss it, and you jam the busted up Bourbon Sherbert iPal 2 onto one of their heads. So it looks a little bit like the HK droid from fucking Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, then I've just got to switch the USB ports.
Yeah. He's still fucked up, so he's not going to be at like full thing because he literally took a shot through his central processor, but like it's enough for now.
I'll take what I can get.
So you click it on, and you just hear, "Hello, I'm Bourbon Sherbert." He looks down at his new hands and does the classic like hand thing. He says, "Badass Zermby Rubert, let's get out of here, friends. And he just goes and like pats the like one of the precog pools, and he's like, friends.
Oh no.
Okay, and Bourbon, I will have given a body that's sort of identical to
It is, yeah,
Honor System,
yeah.
so he's got the shield, just because I'm like, somebody can coach him through this fucking process if it's there.
Technically, he's got a full bubble shield because our
Honor
system's
System's
in a
damaged.
defective one.
Okay.
Now, here's the question. Can Bourbon Sherbert use that shield?
I don't fucking
He's
know
got
about
brain
that.
damage. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what he can pick up while he's wandering around.
He just picks up a
petting water.
fistful of goo and puts it against his face screen and says, yum.
He doesn't have a sword. He can't hurt himself with a sword because we gave the weapons
He has a gun built into his arm.
Well, I mean, look, glass half full. No sword.
Okay, Bourbon.
The Bourbon is most full.
Bourbon, do you remember me?
Yes, you are Master Xanthus.
All right, we're working backwards. Let's agree. I'm going to free you the first second I can. Okay, I'm Master Xanthus. Scan in my hand so you know I'm your master.
So he scans, he says, no, genetics do not work.
Okay,
Bourbon.
He looks at you.
Hi.
you gotta show him your genetic profile.
Hello, Tiffany Rathburn.
Just show him the genetics.
Adonis Typhus.
I touch him.
Oh, Mistress Xanthus.
All
It
right.
is good to see you.
Big question mark on Honor System's visor.
On Honor System, he
Big
has
like heart emoji on his and then like a shrug emoji.
system. He's got brain damage. We have to give him back a full brain eventually. But now he won't shoot us, and he'll do what she says.
This is the first I've heard of a Mistress Xanthus. I hope we don't have to run into her at any point.
Do you know what? Sometimes I just miss you, and I thought you were gone for a minute, and now we have this moment.
You missed him. Did you attempt to shoot him? I remember you are good at shooting things, Mr. Xanthus.
I rarely miss. Okay, let's go. Let's go, son. Okay, come on, mum. We need a plan now. So there is an army of one-brained monster people downstairs. There's someone who's shot a fireball. Hopefully they crush themselves with the elevator, but I don't think I'm that lucky. We've got 2 empty floors, and we also didn't deal with the armor or the gun people. This is a fucking train wreck. I do not know where a phylactery is, and here's our problem. We can't kill either of the scariest people until we break the phylacteries, because they're both invincible. Now, there's a part of me that says run. However, I don't know if we can, because we sort of flooded a room, and I don't know if the mage has already left.
Might be worth checking in with your friends in Faerun.
Okay.
We are out of options. We might as well.
Alan, what about your pocket friends? Can they send us a fucking army?
The map was useful.
That's true. The map was good. We need more. Call them up and say we need more than a map.
Yeah, Alan is feeling kind of a renewed sense of vigor after that triumph of getting out of that goo shit
Of escaping the lost memories of
Yeah.
Inside Out. Yeah, great.
Yep.
God, it was a victory for someone. This last half hour hasn't felt like a victory for me.
You and me both, Mr. Xanthus. Put her here. And then he just high fives a pool.
Honestly, this is a 6 out of 10 is better than nothing.
I take the glass from my pocket and wipe off the residual glue. Anyone there?
You see a large cactus and kind of a desert landscape.
Hello?
What's wrong?
You just hear wind.
What's going on?
Either there in the desert or I'm seeing something else now?
That seems unlikely. Are you sure it's calibrated correctly?
Yeah, is there something you can change? Like you got a channel changer?
You notice the sort of exterior ring, which honestly you haven't fucked with at all to this point.
No.
But you realize you can.
All right. I just twist it clockwise.
Sure. As you do so, you see a sort of a well-appointed sitting room, and you see some feathers as sort of a bird person walks by and just says, I don't know. There seems like a lot of things we should consider here. I mean, with the loss of your husband, I don't really know how good a position we are in. And you recognize the voice of Gary.
Gary?
Wait, what?
Gary, where are you?
And he comes over and looks at the eyepiece, and he goes, Oh, shit, I think we have company. And he quickly turns it, and suddenly you're staring at someone's pocket. And you're hearing Butthole mutter something about having to climb.
Butthole?
Yeah. Oh, just a second. And I get it out, and I'm like, what's up? Sorry, I was peeing.
I love that Alan's just like, yeah.
Sorry, I was peeing. That's very funny. We're kind of in a bind.
Oh, I hear you. Because, Quinny just opened the door. But, okay, so the Kraken broke the building, and we found Grayson Typhus. But then I broke his skull and turned him into goo, and we went through a portal, but it teleported us to some extra area. Also, the mer people are evil. It's a rough time.
Wait, what happened to Grayson?
He's goo now. He's goo now, and I peed on him.
How'd you kill him?
Well, we busted him in half using a portal, and then Quinny cut off one of his hands, and we stabbed him in the face, and then I crushed his skull to nothing, and now I've cursed him.
You just hear Quinny like in the background, like, not in that order, but yes.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay.
Okay, what do you need? You called me.
Someone giving her the Heimlich maneuver?
I don't know. What's in your room?
Are you choking, Alan?
You look very wet.
Not if you're choking.
I'm fine.
Okay, what are you calling for?
We're all gonna fucking die.
We are not fine on this end. You tell him, Cyberzanthus.
Yeah, so
and then he just shoves honor system in front of the eyepiece.
Honor system will start talking. He'll say, we've taken out a number of the mage blocks, but we are stuck now. We're stuck in the precog level. The enchantment or spy block has...
They're all mind-bended psychopaths.
Out.
We're fighting a hive. There's some magic person that even Alan couldn't kill, and we didn't clear 2 other floors. So we've got, 4 minutes before they turn out they have a hidden elevator, and we're all fucked. So we thought we'd give you a call. How's it going?
The director here is Alan's mother.
Whoa. Oh, wait. Okay, Alan, are we talking like it's your mom from here that went over there, your book-loving mom, or are we talking like the other world version of your mom? Because you said you're a one only and I'm a one only.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's my mom.
Your actual mom.
I think so.
Did you talk to her?
Nope.
Okay, what did you start the conversation with? Like, boom, you see your mom. You're like, this is evil. What did you do?
I started with blight.
What's blight?
Well, I threw some necromantic energy at her, and she absorbed it.
Whoa, Alan.
Come on. New friend?
Is
not
that how
dead
you
friend?
do things in your
Guys.
family?
Listen to
My
medieval
mom.
Xanthus. He is correct.
I don't. Okay, well, that explains why she's grumpy. Nobody likes trying to get murdered as an opener.
Is she
What are
okay?
you? Yeah.
I'm sure she's fine.
Oh, that sounds like you don't know. That sounds like you left. Did you leave before you had the talk?
Yeah, I left.
Okay. So what do you...
Stop the judgment. We're gonna fucking die here.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, can you get to the conjuration room, right? That was the old plan of getting you through that portal. The sending party can still be received by a busted portal on the receiving end.
You can open the door. By the way, it's going to be underwater, and there's a Kraken. But the Kraken's slightly away.
Alan, you also notice they seem to be standing in a section of the building that you've never seen. This seems very, very different from everywhere else you've been.
Yeah. Where are you?
We're in the battery.
The battery.
Yeah, you have to go north.
It's separate from the underwater, tower, I guess?
Well, yeah, there's the whole facility, and then it turns out there's a secret tower from... Where is the secret tower from? What room were we in? Does anybody remember?
The top floor, intake.
If you're at the top, the intake, then you could just go and you take the secret tunnel.
Alan, you
portal.
recognize this floor they're describing as central processing where you met the dearly departed Mike Hawk.
Yeah.
The hardest security guard you ever met, Mike Hawk.
Yeah, we've been there.
Okay, well, then go up there, and there's a secret door that has a portal behind it. But in our version, you needed a hand of someone with clearance. Do you have any hands?
I have my hand. We have the hands. Well,
you need a hand of somebody
do we
with
have
clearance.
Any hands?
We needed, what's his name? Typhus.
Yeah. The Mr. Badman, the old grumpy guy.
Alan,
we used his hand.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check, please. Oh, so many insight checks. This is a whole new world.
2 6s, right? 2d6s?
Yes.
Yes, please. And add your wisdom.
7.
7. Yeah, you're not sure what this means. There's probably a solution here. You're just not seeing it.
Sorry, that was Laura.
Did you guys like kill someone on that floor? Did you meet someone who seemed important? Do you have any bodies near where you are? Maybe you could just use the blood. I tried that.
Whose blood?
Well, I mean, I used Grace and Typhus's, but maybe there's somebody like who would be in charge of that area?
Alan.
Or did you leave some other people?
Silence, farting man, and I'll just like cut my hand over the iris, so I'm just holding the thing in my hand.
Wow.
And just I'll look to Alan like, Alan, you absorbed some of Typhus's essence. His DNA could be running through your veins. Your veins are black with his
Oh, you're right.
blighted essence.
Yeah, could you do it with the magic? Because I mean, your DNA triggered bourbon sherbet, the murderous Ronin bot. But so you're still you.
Accounted for, and then it starts doing kata with no sword.
And then I'm like, okay, so we also, for the record, left 2 security people sitting at a desk up there. Just Mike brought us. So if the mages killed them, we've got just a hand right there that might open it up.
Then this is our plan of action. We need to get back up to the top.
This is an awkward Ryan question. Did we kill Mike in this room?
You did.
I'm like, so wait. I look down and there's Mike, and then I just like
a soft Mike Hawk sitting there.
yeah, I just I just hold up his arm and I'm like, well, here's this one, system. He was in charge.
I'll uncut my hand from the thing if Butthole's still talking or not.
Yep.
I don't know. So here's the deal, though. Have you guys seen a Leviathan over there? Because you might have one too, and I'm a bit worried about
Quinny
that.
chimes in with something about Merle Streep.
Yeah, Quinny's like, and look, you guys don't know how bad it is over here. You got a Merle Streep in that dimension? Because she sucks here.
Oh, we're gonna die because we have a Kraken, and it's not even gone.
Honor System cups his hand back and just looks at it, looks at Declan, looks at Alan, just like, I don't know what to do.
Meanwhile, Bourbon Sherbet is swinging like the most amazing samurai cuts with no sword in his hand at Mike Hawk's arm, just being like, I will slice his arm for you. He is tougher than I thought. Perhaps he has more HP than I thought.
Honor System will hesitantly lift his hand, put his hand back down, put his hand back down.
Honor System,
thank you. We know what to do, and we'll
just yell transmission over, and we'll put it in Alan's pocket.
Transmission over, and just throw it at Alan.
Do you catch it?
Yeah, catch it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so that's
go ahead to say it,
that's done. System, take off this arm. We'll just use my cock.
But wait, he is better at this than I am.
Is there a mop or something in the corner or something that we can just give to our friend, just a wooden stick, a ceremonial sword for him to feel special?
This is a beautiful honor system thought of I don't want another samurai to be embarrassed.
Sure. There wasn't going to be, but that's too adorable not to.
I go find a mop. I just snap the mop off.
Yeah, honestly, so weirdly, it's where all of the secret mage rooms are in Faerun. It's just the janitorial closet here because they are much more blatant about what's going on.
Think about how much goo must just, from the daily processes get tracked up out of that pool.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of signs being like, remember to wipe your feet if you got precog goo on.
That's
them.
right.
And at this point, I've just sighed and growled and taken out my combat knife, and I'm just slowly sawing the arm off. No.
Cut it.
Go get your mop.
There's a bunch of signs that are like,
You're
crunch,
cutting
crunch,
his other
crunch,
hand off.
comes up.
they're like, anyone can be a precog if they take the proper precautions. And they're like, wash your hands, bring your keys. Yeah, you come back and Declan's just halfway through the arm, but you still are able to hand the stick to Bourbon, who then proceeds to just whack the arm that's being cut until finally Declan cuts through it. And he's like, that is called teamwork, Master Xanthus.
Honor System will kind of size him up and just lift his elbow a little and then tilt the sword forward. Just yes. And then we'll...
Thank you, Sensei.
Okay, upstairs. Let's. I think we all got to climb, right? There's no stairs, right? We just got to climb the elevator
There are
shaft?
stairs. You just never took any of them. You've just been using elevators. So in the same way there are stairs in the other building, there are service stairs in this.
Okay, guys, I figured out where the hive mind's coming from, and the answer is the fucking stairs. Book it. And then I will take off up the stairs.
I'll
Naruto?
I'll jump kick the door open so my momentum carries me into the stairwell.
Yeah, it's just a full on. This is such a weird reference, probably just for me. There was a Die Hard arcade game that was.
You think that's just for you?
All right, thanks, buddy. We both grew up in Mississauga, but basically, it had QuickTime events. One of which was just you run at a door and you have to push a button at the right time to kick it open. If you don't, you have to fight 10 guys.
Yeah.
Honor System gets that done. You're just as pixelated and blocky, but you do it. God damn it. So you kick open the door, and everyone rushes through. Bourbon Sherbet like coup de grace it by jamming the tip of his broomstick into it as he runs by, and he's just like, "That is for Sensei," and then he throws it over his shoulder, and Naruto runs after you, and you all start rushing up the stairs. Smash cut back to Dumb Faerun. You've reached the large metal door. What do?
I open it.
I think, Quinny already started opening it.
Yeah.
I just imagine I've changed back to Juniper because I think I changed into Echo momentarily while you guys were like just getting off topic and was like, you guys, please don't make me rhyme at you.
I love that happened and no one noticed. So yeah, as you kind of awkwardly shuffle your armor back on, Quinny
no. Armor sizes to me now.
Oh yeah, you had to repin it though.
Yeah.
So you just like rebutton it. Yeah, we did it. Quinny throws open the door and you rush in. So you booted open the door into a room that looks a little bit like what I guess turned out to be Area 51 at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just a massive room. Not quite as massive as that, but in that ballpark. And there are just sort of boxes stacked. Roughly coffin-sized boxes, but very uniform, not in that classic coffin style, just kind of like long rectangular boxes stacked on shelves. As you kick open the door, kind of a light burns to life. So directly in front of you, there's kind of racks upon racks of these things, but to either side, you see kind of stacked 3 stories tall, just rows of sort of these weird metal chambers that are sort of solid metal with a small sort of porthole that you can see through. And even from here, you can see faces in them. And they're all kind of massive metal, like brass chambers, just lining the walls. And all of them have kind of large metal tubes leading into the walls. And you get the sense that this is a space for linked mage power. And that a number of mages are linked up here.
The battery.
You also hear a sound. You only have one light overhead. You can see there are several more ahead of you, but they seem to be motion sensor activated. One at the far end of the room keeps flickering on and off.
Is there anything my dark vision can compensate for here, or is it because of the light sources they kind of like blast out?
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
You can see motion, but you can't quite tell what it is.
Can I determine size?
Large.
Something big down there. Something big down that way.
Okay. I want to go to like the closest one of these coffins, Tom. Is there like a way to open it? Is it solid? Like how does it work?
There's sort of 3 latches, so think almost like a steamer trunk. So you can flick them. They're not locked or anything.
Does the person inside look alive or dead?
So there's 2 different things. These boxes don't have any glass or anything on them. They're just solid closed sort of almost trunks. And then there's the brass cylinders that have people in them.
Okay, I'm going to open up this trunk then. I want to see what we got.
You open it, there's kind of a steaming hiss, and inside there is a comatose mage.
Alive?
They're comatose.
Well, not like shriveled up, like these hundreds-year-old corpses that we've been seeing?
Correct. This is a fresh one.
Butthole, can you wake him up? Or her?
I want to reach down and just like check them using like traditional medicine before I cast any spells. Like what do we got here?
They seem to be what you would, even I guess in fantasy terms, consider almost a medical coma. So
they're drugged, yeah.
Like brought to just like similar to anyone who kind of does that weird like monk meditative thing where your body functions are basically operational but barely. And you can tell that there's kind of runes inscribed around the inside of the box that seem to kind of be keeping them in this state.
Can I reach in and take them out of the box?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to try that. Let's see what happens.
You drag them out, and they kind of dreamily. We'll say he's a half-orc man, and he's wearing a typhus jumpsuit. You drag him out, and he kind of just starts blinking his eyes and looking around, kind of confused. And he just said, "Oh, is the ride over?"
Now, when you say ride, what do you mean?
Oh, sorry. I'm a little confused. I guess I'm just sleepy. I brought my family here. We were welcomed. It was the opening, and we saw some of the exhibits, and they were very fun. My daughter loved them. But it was so strange because when we got to the last one, we all just got really, really sleepy, and the air smelled kind of weird. And then, wait, where's my family?
It's okay. We're going to sort that out right now. Quinny, and I'll reach into my tummy bag and take out the book and be like, what's your name, my friend?
My name is Carlin.
And I'm just like, give Quinny to like flip through the book to see if he can find Carlin in the list of people from the illusion room.
I'm looking at the book, and then I'm looking up at the big shape down that way, and I'm looking at the book, and I'm looking for Carlin, and I'm looking at the big shape down that way.
You find Carlin, his husband, and their kid.
Carlin, one husband and one child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they're right here. And I like pass the book back to Butthole, not taking my eyes off this thing in the distance and like just tapping where the name is.
Carlin, okay, I need you to stay very quiet, and we're going to get you, we're going to get your family, and you're going to be in a very safe place.
Was there an accident?
It's complicated, and we're going to explain this to you in a minute. Juniper, I would like you to take Carlin and take him to the other room back behind that door that we opened. And then I would like you to stay there to make sure that that door does not get closed behind us. Quinny, we're going to also be very quiet. And you and I are going to get these things open, the ones just in the middle here. And we're going to take people back through the door really sneaky.
As you all turn back towards the door, you can see a red light flashing over it. And the door, not the door itself, but a stone slab slides down and jams to the ground.
So we can't get out the door now?
No.
Butthole, trying to remain calm right now. But my instinct to run into the dark and stab whatever that thing is really...
I'm going to be honest, I don't think you're having the wrong idea. Carlin, here's the deal. We're going to take you right back to your family. Just a second, buddy. This is the best decision for you and for me. And I pick him up, and I'm like, you're going to go for a little bit of sleep. And I just put him back in the thing, and I just like close the lid so you can go to sleep. Yeah.
So you do so. You hear some like, thum, 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 and then nothing. The red light's still flashing, clearly opening it triggered it, but closing it doesn't immediately click it off. And then... suddenly, in all three of your heads, you just hear, so hungry. And you, in kind of the flashing darkness, see a massive tentacle slap down before you, and a shape begins to emerge from the darkness. Let's have a boss fight.
Oh my God.
Roll for initiative.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. Christian Menicola, Long, The Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, DM Rob, Christopher Little, Joshua White, Olin Anderson, Sue One, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.